Welcome to time-tested advice. Just as one piece of iron can make another sharper, tough times can hone our spirits. Being comfortable isn't the point of survival. It's about finding out how much you can overcome amidst turmoil. When life corners you, it's not only about enduring, it's about growing tougher, wiser, and more resilient. For Sigma females, this isn't merely an option, it's a natural reaction. You stand out because you're not like the rest. In critical times, your innate skills to adapt, concentrate, and excel distinguish you. You don't just get by, you transform. When pushed to the limit, your true character shines brightest. This is when your quiet determination is most audible, your tenacity becomes boundless, and your thoughts turn into your greatest asset. You shed all that's unnecessary and zero in on what's essential. Sure, the journey may seem lonely, but it's in that solitude that your true strength emerges. This video invites you to better know yourself and to own your remarkable qualities. Watch it to understand why your instinct to survive is not merely about scraping through. It's a guide to achieving greatness. Remain authentic, indestructible, and let this guide your next steps. Hang tight and let's get started. Number 1. Top-notch innovator. When a Sigma female switches into crisis mode, she tosses aside all usual ways of thinking. She doesn't just adjust, she transforms the entire scenario. Standard rules and typical fixes don't matter to her. Her brain shifts into overdrive, and she starts operating at a level that's beyond most people's understanding. If the normal methods fail, she'll come up with her own. If there are no tools, she'll make them from nothing. Her way of solving problems isn't just inventive, it's groundbreaking. What makes her stand out is her ability to change tactics without a hitch. Where others might give up at a roadblock, she sees a chance. An obstacle isn't a signal to quit. It's an opportunity to discover a path that perhaps no one else has thought of. Her ideas are so unique and bold that those around her often marvel at her ingenuity. She can turn little into much, disorder into precision, and obstacles into opportunities, all while maintaining an ease that can seem almost maddening to observe. Her ability to improvise even extends to relationships. She doesn't just form partnerships, she forges them from the most surprising links. That silent colleague who usually gets overlooked. She knows how to bring out the best in them. That tough customer nobody can manage. She'll charm them in no time. Her knack for finding opportunity in tough spots doesn't just make her useful, it makes her vital. When things get tough, she doesn't just think differently. She changes the whole approach. She doesn't stick to a plan or get scared when things don't go as expected. Instead, she excels by setting her own rules and showing that no obstacle is too great for a Sigma female determined to succeed. Number 2. Prioritizes the basics. When a Sigma female has to survive, she immediately stops caring about anything that isn't essential. Unimportant details, distractions, and anything superficial are quickly discarded. She turns her attention to the very basics: food, shelter, safety, and what she needs to keep going. It's not that she becomes cold or unfeeling, she's just very clear about what's necessary. In survival situations, there's no space for extras or non-essentials. The things that used to matter don't anymore. She doesn't care about looking good or meeting others' expectations. That fashionable purse or a perfect social media profile? Not important. When it's about surviving, her decisions are about safety, not style. This way of thinking is tough for many, but for her, it's just natural. She focuses on what's really important and ignores everything else that doesn't help her stay well. This clear-headedness extends to her social interactions too. She quickly cuts off people who drain her energy or situations that cause stress. She has no time for harmful relationships or pointless drama. When her main goals are to keep safe and stable, every step she takes is thought out carefully, every decision made to benefit her right then. It's interesting to see how easily she gives up what others hold dear. She doesn't grieve over missing luxuries or the usual ways she used to live. She simply adjusts. Her knack for zeroing in on the most important things isn't just a way to get by. It shows her tough, independent nature. She's a clear example that when life is boiled down to the basics, what remains isn't frailty, but toughness. A Sigma female in survival mode doesn't just scrape by. She excels, focusing on what's really important. Number 3. Draws on incredible strength. When a Sigma female goes into survival mode, it's like she accesses a hidden reserve of incredible strength. Her ability to endure mentally and emotionally goes beyond what most people can understand. Pain, tiredness, and fear just become hurdles that she doesn't even pay attention to. Instead of giving up when things get tough, she powers through with a fierce, unstoppable energy that leaves everyone around her amazed. It's not merely about getting by. It's about overcoming any challenge that comes her way, no matter how tough it looks. Where others might give up or slow down, she finds a way to keep going. She continues even when her body is sore and her mind wants to rest. Usually people pull back when faced with difficulties to look after themselves and recuperate. But for her, it's different. She understands that survival doesn't pause for you to recover. Life doesn't stop so you can catch your breath. And so, she moves forward, every step fueled by more than just determination. Her power to persevere is not just physical, it's emotional too. Sigma females can withstand types of heartache, setbacks, and loneliness that would overwhelm most people. She doesn't spend time wallowing in sadness or overanalyzing her problems. Instead, she quickly deals with them, adjusts, and keeps pushing ahead. While others may get stuck under the burden of their feelings, she's already figuring out how to use those tough moments as motivation for the next obstacle. What's really amazing about her ability to bounce back isn't fueled by bitterness or anger. Rather, it stems from a deep, steady confidence in herself. When it's time to tough it out, she becomes unstoppable, breaking through barriers and growing stronger with each challenge she overcomes. She isn't without vulnerability. It's her sheer determination to keep going that makes her unbeatable. Number 4. Fiercely protects themselves. When a Sigma female goes into extreme survival mode, something incredible happens. She starts focusing solely on herself, without feeling sorry. All her doubts, guilt, and the constant worry about others' opinions start to disappear. It's not about being selfish, it's about surviving. At these times, she realizes no one else will rescue her, and she won't compromise her well-being just to make others comfortable or to gain their approval. This change doesn't make her heartless. Rather, it brings her clarity. She faces the truth of her situation with clear-eyed honesty. If she's in a relationship that drains her, in a harmful environment, or chasing a dream that no longer fits her, she's quick to move on. She doesn't waste time hoping things will get better or waiting for a right moment. The Sigma female knows her growth, mental health, and future depend on freeing herself from anything that holds her back. And once she decides to leave, she never second-guesses her decision. There's no lingering doubt, no unnecessary drama, no apologies. Why? Because she realizes staying in harmful situations isn't heroic. It's harmful to herself. This isn't rebellion, it's a sign of dignity. Even if some people judge her choices harshly or think she's cold, she isn't swayed by their opinions. When she's focused on survival, she sheds all the unimportant things, prioritizing her own health and safety above all else. She's not trying to dodge difficulties, but rather making sure she can handle any obstacle with strength. This bold self-care isn't a sign of weakness. It's a clear display of her deep strength. And after everything clears up, she comes out more resilient, tougher, and more formidable than before. Number 5. Changes seamlessly to fit in. When a Sigma female switches to survival mode, her skill to adapt turns into a fine craft. She isn't merely following along, she's keenly observing every shift, anticipating each twist and turn, and choosing whether to stay afloat, glide, or dive right through. Her knack for adapting is so smooth that it often goes unnoticed. Need her to maintain her cool as a professional in a meeting? Consider it done. Need someone understanding at a difficult social event? No problem. Need a clear-headed realist during an emergency? She's already ahead of the game. It's not about being insincere, it's about surviving. A Sigma female knows exactly when to soften her words to ease tension and when to be sharply direct to cut through confusion. She isn't changing her personality to make others happy. She's shifting strategies to stay on top, tackle obstacles, and safeguard her tranquility. What's interesting? She blends in so well that many believe it's just her nature. But no, it's all strategic. She's playing a sophisticated game while everyone else is still learning the basics. Her ability to adapt makes her both unnoticeable and essential. To her adversaries, she's like a shadow, difficult to detect and tougher to confront. She masters staying discreet when needed, hiding her true goals while others rush to understand her. To her friends, she's a true hero. She seamlessly switches roles, easily handling any chaos, fixing issues, or offering help without ever seeming stressed. What's truly impressive? She stays true to herself through it all. Every move she makes is thoughtful and precise, and once the situation is resolved, she returns to her normal self as if it were all effortless. Being adaptable is not just how she survives, it's her hidden strength. She uses it with such quiet assurance that it leaves others amazed at how naturally she handles everything. We value you, our precious supporters, for being an integral part of our community. Your unwavering dedication inspires us and drives our commitment to creating impactful content. Thank you for your trust, interaction, and motivation. It means the world to us. Number 6. A measured revolt. When a Sigma female encounters a barrier, be it authority, traditional ways, or what society expects, she's not the type to just stand by and let it be. She knows exactly what she needs to do to survive, and if the existing rules are blocking her path, she's ready to push back. This isn't just a wild act of defiance, though. It's a well-thought-out strategy designed to reach her goals, not merely to oppose for opposition's sake. If the current system, societal expectations, or old norms aren't helpful to her, she has no problem cutting ties. She doesn't care about fitting in or keeping everyone happy. Her main concern is making it through, and if it means going against authority or breaking away from long-standing practices to secure her future, she's all in. She handles her challenges practically. No emotional ties to the old ways can hold her back from taking the steps necessary for her success. Her rebellious actions are calculated like moves in a chess game. Each one is intentional, and she carefully considers the outcomes. She understands what it means to sever connections and takes such steps seriously. When the benefits are great, when the chance for growth, freedom, or safety is more important than what she might lose, she will make her move confidently. For her, Staying safe isn't about sticking to the rules. It's about understanding when to ignore them. What makes her especially powerful is that she isn't looking for attention or conflict. She isn't trying to prove a point or get someone's approval. She's just trying to clear a way to a better, stronger place. Her actions may be well thought out, but the outcomes are incredibly impactful. Number 7. Shifting views on authority and command. When a Sigma female switches into survival mode, her view of power changes completely. She stops depending on others for their approval, acceptance, or control. Things like social status, fame, or what people think about her don't influence her anymore. Instead, she looks inside herself, drawing on a deep source of self-sufficiency and inner power that stands firm. In this state, she shapes her own future, controls her own life, and makes her own decisions. Power, for her, is no longer about dominating others or following the usual norms. It's about having total freedom. She doesn't need anyone's affirmation to know she's strong, and she certainly doesn't wait for anyone's okay to act. She can lead her own life, carve her own way, and handle any mess with steady courage. When times get hard, she doesn't seek someone to save her. She is her own hero and planner, thinking ahead clearly and always staying one step ahead. The desire for approval from others, that has completely disappeared. She understands her value and knows that her true power lies within her. This change in her thinking is not only empowering but also freeing. When a Sigma female is in charge, she doesn't just get by, she excels. Her strength is calm, steadfast, and defined on her own conditions. Even in tough times, she transforms the idea of control, not as power over others, but as power within herself. Even if everything around her is in turmoil, she is confident that she can shape her own destiny. Number 8. Strong focus on independence. When a Sigma female has to fend for herself, she becomes completely independent. She chooses not to depend on others, even if it pushes her to her absolute limits physically and mentally. This isn't about being proud or arrogant. It's based on a strong belief that she can't rely on anyone else to support her as she can. In tough times, she is certain that she is the only one who can pull herself through. She doesn't sit around waiting for someone to come and rescue her. That's just not her way. Whether it's tackling a tough challenge or finding a solution to a big problem, she remains steadfast in relying on herself. She forces herself to achieve what many might think is impossible, because depending on someone else is not just a gamble for her, it's an unnecessary hassle. This attitude isn't about feeling superior to others. It's about a sense of personal duty that others might not grasp. She doesn't spend time hoping for help or expecting a last-minute rescue. She gets things done because she understands that to thrive, she must rely on herself. Self-sufficiency isn't just a concept. It's essential for her to keep going. This independence powers her determination, toughness, and unwavering confidence. She's not scared to face challenges alone because she believes in her skills to adapt, learn, and triumph, even under extreme conditions. This trust in her own capabilities propels her to achieve more than anyone might expect. Against all odds, a Sigma female knows she is the best person to ensure her own survival. Number 9. Always alert of her surroundings. When a Sigma female goes into survival mode, she becomes extremely alert and notices everything around her with great precision. She picks up on the smallest details, from the way people move to the subtle shifts in their surroundings. It's as if she's tuned into a special channel that others aren't aware of. She notices things that most people would miss: the posture of a person, the atmosphere in the room, or a barely noticeable tension. This intense awareness goes beyond just being cautious. It allows her to understand a situation before it fully develops. She can quickly spot potential dangers, weaknesses, or chances. While others might become overwhelmed or stuck, she thinks and reacts instantly, always staying a few steps ahead of what's next. Her skill in predicting problems seems natural, almost like her mind is constantly calculating all possible scenarios. With such clear vision, she can adapt swiftly and change direction if needed, skillfully avoiding difficulties before they can even start. Her alertness provides her with a clear edge, no matter the scenario, whether she's dealing with complex social interactions, making choices under stress, or just moving through a busy space. She's always on the lookout for any shift that could indicate either risk or chance. For a Sigma female, survival means more than just responding to dangers. It involves foreseeing them and being one step ahead. Her mind works like a radar, constantly active, constantly analyzing, always ready to respond. This is what makes her truly formidable. Number 10. Values practicality more than feelings. When a Sigma female is in survival mode, she pushes her emotions aside. At these times, she focuses sharply on what's practical, efficient, and rational. Emotions, however intense, are temporarily ignored because, for her, survival is not about feelings. It's about accomplishing what needs to be done. She makes decisions sharply and without pity. If something or someone doesn't help her survive, grow, or achieve her goals, she lets them go without a second thought. This doesn't mean she lacks compassion or feelings. Rather, when she's in a tough spot, she knows the risks are too great to let emotions get in the way. She chooses actions that help her overcome obstacles, even if this means ending relationships that drain her or foregoing comforts that others might hold on to. This is where others might pause, held back by guilt or fear of loss, not her. She realizes that sometimes gaining what really matters requires sacrifices. Leaving behind what's familiar and comfortable is a minor cost for what she aims to achieve. A Sigma female embraces challenges that most people avoid. This is just how she operates. Her focus is always on being effective. She doesn't let feelings get in the way when it's crucial to make tough choices for survival. She tackles whatever tasks are necessary, no matter how hard, uneasy, or perilous they might be. While emotions are important, there's no place for them when survival is at stake. Instead, she relies on clear thinking, careful planning, and productivity to guide her, making her an unstoppable force. Number 11. Unwavering resolve in the face of uncertainty. When a Sigma female enters survival mode, her determination becomes her guiding star. No matter how unclear or daunting the path ahead might appear, she marches forward with an unwavering resolve. She doesn't waver or hesitate. Uncertainty isn't a barrier. It's a challenge to be conquered. This steadfastness isn't about stubbornness. It's about possessing a deep-rooted certainty in her ability to overcome. When the future is foggy and others might stall or retreat, she uses her inner compass to navigate through the mist. This resolve enables her to make decisions swiftly, act boldly, and stay the course, even when the destination isn't visible. Her confidence in her path turns her journey into a testament to her strength and an inspiration to those watching. She understands that faltering isn't an option, and that her resolve must be as solid as rock, unbreakable and immovable. Number 12. Harnessing intuition as a powerful ally. In the heat of survival mode, a Sigma female taps deeply into her intuition, turning it into a powerful ally. While logic and strategy are crucial, her gut feelings play an equally important role. She listens to the whispers of her inner voice, guiding her in moments of decision. This intuition is like a sixth sense, offering insights that go beyond the visible and the logical. It helps her read between the lines, sense underlying tensions, and anticipate moves before they happen. Her ability to trust and act on these instincts gives her an edge in navigating complex situations. It's as if she has an internal radar, alerting her to the right choices and warning her of impending dangers. This intuitive guidance is a silent but constant companion, ensuring that even in the chaos, she remains attuned to the subtleties that might escape others. Her intuition isn't just a feeling, it's a strategic tool that she wields with precision, allowing her to move with confidence in a world full of uncertainties. When a Sigma female is pushed to her limits, something amazing occurs. She discovers a hidden well of power, creativity, and toughness. This isn't about being unfeeling or distant. It's about her intense resolve to safeguard her own health and her future. She makes tough decisions when needed. She values practical thinking more than feelings, effectiveness more than ease, and she never loses sight of what she's aiming for. If you relate to this, remember that your inner strength isn't a weakness. It's a powerful tool sharpened by life's challenges. You're not just getting by, you're growing. You're learning to trust your gut, count on your smarts, and trust in your ability to change when needed. You might not always feel understood, but here's the truth. You're someone who can handle the hardest times. Being a Sigma female doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. It means knowing when and how to take charge of your future. The journey might be tough, but you have what it takes to not just get by, but to excel. You've already shown you can face challenges that others avoid, so own that strength. Thanks for tuning in. If you're eager to learn more about the world of Sigma females and discover further insights, make sure to smash that like button, share this with anyone who could use it, and hit subscribe to stay tuned for more great content. Keep growing, keep excelling, and never doubt your abilities. Catch you in the next video. Bye, stay blessed, and, as always, until next time.